UFC Nashville predictions. Let's get it. All right, we're starting with a women's fight. All right, see you guys next time. Peace. Kidding. And they're promoting power slap at the bottom. You see that? Fatima Kline versus Melissa Martinez. Who's the favorite? Fatima Kline. All right, I'll go with her. Women's fight. Mitch Ramirez versus Mike Davis. Okay, a good fight. Mike Davis is a fun fighter, even though he has a very fake-looking beard. He's coming off of a loss to Perez Yam, which is not really a bad loss. And Mitch Ramirez, he's coming off of a win or loss against Thiago Moises, which has not aged well at all, because Moises just got flatlined. I'm going to go Mike Davis. He's pretty good. Even when he loses, he's good. Good grappler, good striking, fast hands, pretty underrated. I'm going to go Mike Davis decision. Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Valter Walker. This is actually tricky. You got two good heavyweight prospects that are outside the rankings, and I actually like this fight. I think this is a good fight. I think this is going to be a fun fight. I'm going to go Valter Walker, though, I'm going to go Valter Walker. I know he's the underdog, but I believe in Valter Walker. I think his grappling is very good. His jiu-jitsu is very good. He has good cardio. He's willing to bring it to the ground. He seems to have like a good chin, and he seems to be okay on the feet and do well on the feet. Kennedy is good, but what the hell was that voice crack? Kennedy is good. He kind of looks like Kenny Okoye, but I just feel like Brzezinski beat KO first round, Barnett, but it's like I feel like he took too long to KO Barnett. Then he lost to OSP, and he was losing a lot at light heavyweight, so that's why he moved up, obviously. He's just not that good. He's just like a decent light heavyweight. That's like, he's not even, he was shit at light heavyweight. I'm going to go Valter Walker via like round 2. What the hell was that? Freaking hair was flying. Round 2, like leg lock sub maybe. I'm going to go Valter Walker. Yeah, I think he's got this one. Maybe some sort of sub, some sort of arm bar I could see. Round 1 or 2 for Valter Walker. I believe in Valter Walker. Lauren Murphy versus Eduarda Moura. Who cares? I'm going to go Eduarda Moura. Jake Matthews, Chidi Njokuani. Ooh, this is a good fight. Jake Matthews is not that good. His last 2 wins are decisions, and then he lost like someone before that. He is a welterweight. Who did he lose? I think he lost to, it was a black guy, wasn't it? What was his name? It was Michael Morales. Okay. So he lost to Morales. Not a bad loss. And he lost a decision, Then Phil Rowe he beat, and then he beat Prado. It's like, those aren't really that impressive. I don't know. That's not really that impressive. Chidi, I don't know, man. Chidi's not the best either. I mean, like, he's coming off of a second-round KO, which is cool. Not against a super formidable opponent, but still. Then he beat Gooden via decision. Then he lost a split, or he won a split against Reese McKee. I'll go Chidi. Both of these guys are just kind of like mid, like outside of the rankings guys that kind of win one, lose one, have a draw here, have a split here. I'm going to go Chidi, though, via decision. I think I could see this being one of the... You guys know how like every card we've been having recently has had like these sort of sparring matches. I could see this being one of those fights where it's like just a sparring match, like both guys don't want to commit on their shots. They're kind of patient. I could just see this being a really bad fight. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Max Griffin, Chris Curtis. I'm going to go Chris Curtis. Max Griffin he's shit, but Chris Curtis is also crap. He's also shit, but he's coming off of like a loss to Kopylov, and he was kind of competitive with Kopylov, and Brendan Allen, it was competitive. His losses are not bad. In Barriol, he beat. Mavov, it was like a weird eye poke thing, I think. Gastelum, not aged that well. Buckley, that's aged all right. And that was a KO, but that was back in 2022, which was his last win was in 2022. Well, no, his last one was 2024. I take that back. But it was a split. I don't know, man. He's a weird one, Chris Curtis. 31-12. The action man. I'm going to go Chris Curtis, though. He got the Randy Orton pose, the Aura Farms. I like Chris Curtis. I mean, he's a bit whiny, but he has good fights. He has fun scraps. Max Griffin is just not good, and I think Chris Curtis's losses are a bit more... They're not as egregious as Max Griffin's. And I think Chris Curtis is okay. He trains with a good team, Nick Sick and Strickland, and He does have power in his hands. He's all right, I think Chris Curtis has got this one. I think I like Curtis, so I'm a bit biased. He's the favorite as well. He should be the favorite. I got him in this one. Junior Tafa making his light heavyweight debut versus Tuco Tokkos. So Junior Tafa has decided to actually, dude, you guys seen Junior Tafa's physique? Like, it proves to me that like about 80% of heavyweights are just fat middleweights. Like Junior Tafa, like could have been a light heavyweight this whole time. I think he's gonna win this fight too. I don't rate Tuco Tokkos. I don't think he's good. Tuco Tokkos, like the name Tuco Tokkos. Who is this guy? Tuco Tokkos. I think Tafa's got this one, man. He's not even good, but like maybe he'll be a bit quicker at light heavyweight. He's in shape. He's taking himself serious, and I don't know. This is like mid versus mid. This is like the battle of mids, but I'm going to go Junior Tafa, I guess. Maybe I could see him just getting like a KO, maybe. Can't you guys just see Junior Tafa getting like a rigged ass KO? The UFC loves the Tafa brothers. I could see him just getting like a fluke KO or something. I could just see it. Screw it. I could see Junior. I don't like the Tafas, but hey, man, at least he's in shape now. I'm going to go Junior Tafa like late second round KO. I could just see him getting a KO on Tuco Tafa. Maybe he'll just win a decision and it would just be like, all right, that was what it was. But I don't know. Vitor Petrino versus Austin Lane. Again, shit versus shit. Austin Lane, Vitor Petrino. I don't like this fight. I don't really like this fight. This is kind of two guys that are just kind of like were kind of promising and then just ended up being crap. Like one guy, bro, Vitor Petrino's lost to Dustin Jacoby. He got flatlined by, and then he lost to Anthony Smith. I'm gonna go Austin Lane, man. He's gonna out-grapple Petrino to a decision. I think he's a better wrestler, and I don't know. He's the underdog, but I think he could win this one. It's not like Petrino's coming off of a sub loss and a KO loss. So was Austin Lane, but like, I don't know. I think wasn't Petrino. Petrino was a light heavyweight, so this is his heavyweight debut. Excuse me. So he's just gonna be fatter. That's just the thing. He's just gonna be fatter. Remember when people were hyping up Ryan Spann moving to heavyweight? Like I don't fall for this. Austin Lane via decision, grappling heavy decision. Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charriere. I love this fight. These next couple of fights are like sick as hell, except for the main event, but it is what it is. Nate Landwehr, what's his name? What's the kid's name? Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charriere. All jokes aside, I love Nate Landwehr. One of my favorite fighters in the UFC. He's not as he doesn't fight as consistent as I would like him to, but I know he probably takes a lot of damage in his fights and stuff. So Nate Landwehr is awesome. And Morgan Charriere was a pretty good prospect, and then Nathaniel Wood, my GOAT, fraud checked him. And yeah, I mean, Morgan Charriere, I don't know. Nate Landwehr, he's coming off of a loss to Doohoo Choi, I want to say, right? Doohoo Choi. Then he beat Emmers, which was a really good KO. He lost a decision to Dan Ige. Ooh, when did that fight happen? I don't remember Dan Ige Landwehr. Sounds like a scrap. Am I casual? I don't remember that fight. Maybe I do, but maybe it was mid. It was probably a shit fight. Lingo, he beat. Onama, he beat. That's not a bad loss or bad win, excuse me. Wasn't that one that was like a war? Wasn't it that fight? He beat Ludovic Kline in 2021 by his sub. What? Nate Landwehr beat Ludovic Kline in 2021. I don't even. What is Nate Landwehr? He's actually pretty good. Morgan Charriere is coming off of a loss to Nathaniel Wood, my GOAT. He beat Miranda. He lost to Shepe Mariscal. See, he's kind of a win-one, lose-one kind of. Then how do you say that guy's name? I don't know, man. I think, you know what? Is Nate Landwehr as good as like Nathaniel Wood? No. Is he as good as Shepe Mariscal? Probably not. Shepe Mariscal is pretty underrated. I think Nate Landwehr is going to win a scrappy decision. Or I could see him getting like a late rounds, maybe a KO or TKO. I think Nate Landwehr, the thing is, I could just see Morgan Charriere kind of. The thing is, if it gets scrappy, Landwehr is going to win, I think. Because I think Landwehr is comfortable in those positions. If it gets scrappy, if it gets all like, in the pocket, I think Nate Landwehr's got that one. I think Charriere kind of would prefer to be more, he just stays at range, uses his kicks. But I think Landwehr will do a good job of getting on the inside. Maybe that's just copium because I love Nate Landwehr, but I think he can make it more of his fight. He could mix in the grappling as well, even though he's not like a super good grappler. I don't know, man. I don't think Charriere is like a fraud either. Like his losses are to like Shepe Mariscal and to obviously Nathaniel Wood. Those are not like bad people to lose to. Those are really, really good fighters at featherweight. Landwehr's losses are not bad either. Like Doo Ho Choi is not a bad loss, and Dan Ige is not a bad loss. I think Landwehr could win like a very close decision, I'm going to say. He'll make it scrappy. I think he'll just, I don't know. I could almost see Morgan Charriere breaking a little bit if it gets scrappy. I could see him kind of crumbling a bit. I'm not sure, but I'm going to say Nate Landwehr wins this one via close decision. It might even be like a split. Calvin Kattar, Steve Garcia, oh my God. Calvin Kattar's a dog for taking this. I love Calvin Kattar. He's one of my favorite fighters. Steve Garcia, yeah. I don't like this for my boy Calvin. He's coming off of a win against Kyle Nelson, KO. Choi, KO. First round KO. Malik Costa, he KO'd. What? Bro. He KO'd Kyle Nelson, Choi, Malik Costa in his last 3 fights in the early rounds. That's kind of insane. And then he KO'd Chase Hooper. Oh my God. Dude, this guy is sick. Dude, Steve Garcia is really good. What the hell? I mean, I knew he was really good, obviously. That's why people are hyping him up. But like, dang. Dude, Steve Garcia by first round KO. I'm going to predict Steve Garcia by first round KO. That's crazy, bro. His wins are like really good. Wow. I think Steve Garcia is going to win first round KO. His wins are insane. You guys saw Malik Costa's on there. That's impressive. That's actually very impressive. I think Steve Garcia is going to win first round KO. Kattar's good and he still has power. And you know what I like about Kattar? He's still with it. Like if you saw in the Yusuf Zalal fight, he was winning that 3rd round. I truly think if it was a 5-rounder, he could have probably finished. What's the kid's name? I forgot his name. Yusuf Zalal. Yes, that's how good the fight was that I don't even remember his name. He could probably KO Yusuf Zalal if that was a 5-rounder. He probably could have got the KO because he was picking up momentum in that 3rd round. But this isn't making it past the first. This is not, bro. Steve Garcia is winning this one. First round KO. He's gonna. Why, man? Why, Kattar? Why would you take this fight, man? I think Steve Garcia's got this first round KO from Steve Garcia. I think this is a good fight. It's a sick fight. I think it's obviously if Steve Garcia wins, he's going to be ranked at featherweight. Steve Garcia is kind of one of those that no one's really talking about, like at featherweight. Like everyone's like, oh, Gene Silva. Someone else at featherweight. You know, Nathaniel Wood, Lerone Murphy. But like Steve Garcia, if he wins this, then he's going to be looking at probably a top 10 name, especially if he gets a sick KO or something. Man, we could be looking at like Steve Garcia versus the top dogs like this time next year. You know, so I think he will win this one probably via KO. Stephen Thompson versus Gabriel Bonfim. I'm seeing a lot of people pick Bonfim. What's the kid's name? Yeah, Bonfim. He's a favorite in this one. I'm going to pick Stephen Thompson. I think Stephen Thompson's got this one, you know. I think everyone's really counting out Stephen Thompson just because they saw, oh, Shavkat subbed him. That's his only submission losses to Shavkat. When Buckley was taking him down, he was getting back up pretty easily. I don't know, man. Unless his chin is completely cooked, I think Stephen Thompson's got this one. I really do. I don't know why. I just think, like, his losses are, like, some of the best guys in the... I mean, Buckley, though, that hasn't aged super well because I know Buckley just lost to Usman, but styles make fights, and stylistically... I don't know, man. But he was doing good in that Stephen Thompson Buckley fight. What am I saying? He was doing good in the Buckley fight. In the Shavkat fight, I mean, he got subbed by Shavkat. It is what it is. Holland he beat. That's aged really well. And Bilal took him to a decision. Well. Burns took him to a decision. Jeff Neal he beat. Tricky, you know. Luke Hay, why doesn't it say? But I don't know. I think he beat Luke Hay, right? Pettis he lost to. Till he lost to. He's been kind of, I don't know, man. Those aren't like bad losses, though. But Bonfim Bonfim is not bad, of course. Bonfim is not bad. I mean, he's coming off of a sub win to Chaos Williams. Angelucci beat decision, though. Dalby KO'd him. Giles, he subbed. It's like, why are people picking him? Because he subbed Lazez, Trevin Giles, and freaking Chaos Williams. So now he's just going to beat Stephen Thompson. This is too big of a jump in competition, in my opinion. And I know Stephen Thompson is not like, he's not like some crazy good, like he's on a crazy whatever, but Stephen Thompson is still very good. I think Stephen Thompson is going to piece up Bonfim on the outside. I think he's going to allow himself not to get submitted. I could see a reality where he loses like an underwhelming kind of close-ish decision. I could just see a reality where Bonfim kind of has an underwhelming performance where he just uses his grappling and he's getting pieced up on the feet, but then he'll go for a takedown and he'll get it, and then the round will end, and you could give him that round just based off of control time, and then round 2 happens and the same thing. I could see that as well, where Bonfim just wins like a really trash decision. I don't know. I can't really see this one being like a super fun fight. I think Thompson will win. Say that I'm a casual or whatever. I trust Wonder Boy. I trust 2025 Wonder Boy. What the hell? I trust Wonder Boy. I think Wonder Boy will win a decision. I could see Bonfim winning though, man. I think Wonder Boy's got it. I'm gonna stick to my original pick. Wonder Boy's got it. He's gonna win a decision. He was getting up from those takedowns against Buckley. Buckley's stronger than Bonfim. Now, I know Buckley now all of a sudden is a scrub just because he lost to Kamaru Usman, but Buckley's very good. And Wonder Boy was doing very good against Buckley, landing some nice shots. He's going to beat Bonfim. I believe in Stephen Thompson to win a decision, probably like a 2-1. Derrick, he'll probably lose the first, win the last 2. Derrick Lewis versus Tallison Teixeira. I don't know who to pick in this one. Derrick Lewis is the underdog. Teixeira is the favorite. I don't know who to pick in this fight because let's see Derrick Lewis, right? Derrick Lewis is coming off of a win to Nascimento. Jailton Almeida he lost to. I don't think this will get to the ground, right? So, De Lima and Nascimento he beat. I think Towson is better than De Lima and Nascimento, though. I kind of do, and he's younger, and he's a bit faster, and how old is Derrick Lewis at this point, too? This is what you got to think, right? Like, these camps are only going to get harder for Derrick Lewis, even though he's like, he doesn't even have to cut weight, but like, he probably does, knowing this guy. Popeyes and freaking, I was about to say something, but that'd be considered racist. Towson Teixeira, though, his only win is against Tafa. What is that, Justin Tafa, Junior Tafa? Who cares, right? One of the Tafa guys. He's 8-0, 7 wins by KO, 1 sub, 8 first-round finishes. Oh, man. You know what, though? It's a lot of people were saying Zhang Minyang kind of had like a fraudulent record, and he ended up getting a first-round finish against Anthony Smith. I sometimes think these prospects, sometimes they do have these like almost padded-looking records, but then sometimes they do come in and they do show, okay, this is why he has 8 first-round finishes. I think Towson might get this one, you know. I was originally, like, I think I've been going back and forth, though, you know. I feel like Derrick Lewis might fraud check him. You know what? I'm going to just trust that, like, for once we'll get a good new heavyweight, and I'm going to say Towson Teixeira KOs Derrick Lewis in the first round. It's so tricky, man, because Lewis I could just see him fluking. I could just so see Derrick Lewis getting a fluke KO. But I'm going to say Towson Teixeira wins this one. I'm just going to say Derrick Lewis he's just 30-something at this point. He's older, more wear and tear on his body. What is this, like his 100th training camp of his career? It's just at this point, it's like, I don't know. I think Towson Teixeira's got this one. I'd like for Derrick Lewis to win, but would I, though? Because I don't know. I mean, Towson Teixeira winning would be better. If Towson Teixeira goes on a crazy winning streak, that'd be better for the division. Because we need a Towson Teixeira to win. Like, now more than ever at heavyweight. We need a name like a Towson Teixeira to go on a crazy rise. Like when Aspinall was going on a crazy rise and everyone was hyping him up. Like, yo, he's subbing people, he's KOing people. We need Towson Teixeira to have a similar rise. I could just so see him getting fraud checked. But you know what? I'm going to trust that Towson Teixeira just goes forward, bites down on the mouthpiece and just tries to take Derrick's head off. And I think he could overwhelm Derrick Lewis. I could so see Derrick Lewis, and I keep saying this, but I could just so see Derrick Lewis landing something on Tallison, some sort of counter shot off the cage or something, and Tallison gets all rocked. But I think Tallison Teixeira is going to pour it on Derrick Lewis, or maybe he won't. But either way, even if he doesn't just immediately try to take Derrick's head off, I do trust Tallison Teixeira will have a bit more cardio than Derrick Lewis. He'll have a bit more just speed to him. He's younger. I trust Tallison Teixeira to win this more than I trust 38-year-old, however old he is, Derrick Lewis, who's, eating Popeyes before his fights. You know what I mean? It's like, I think Tallison Teixeira's got this one. I do. It's not a fight that I'm really excited for. I'm way more excited for like Wonderboy Bonfim or Garcia versus Kattar. I think this is probably my least hype fight on the whole main card, just to be honest. But overall, it is a pretty good card. It's actually a really underrated card. Like, I've seen some people crap on it, but I do think it's a really good card. Like, if you actually look at the fights, it's like, oh, hold on there. Wait, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. So, overall, this main event, I got Tallison Teixeira first round KO. I could see a Tallison Teixeira decision where he kind of just out-youngs Derrick Lewis. That doesn't really make sense. Out-youngs. Like, just, he's a bit younger, he's not craftier, but he's younger. So, but I'm going to say Tallison Teixeira wins first round KO. Those are my picks. Like and sub. Become a member in the description. Let me know your picks down below. This card overall is pretty good. It's not the most hyped up card. It's not UFC Abu Dhabi next month. Or is it this month? I think it's this month. Yeah, UFC Abu Dhabi 318. This might be better than 318. I'm not sure. But anyway, see you guys and peace.